Hi and welcome everybody. My name is Rich. I'm with Refer Me Live and I'd like to tell you how we're going to enable you to attract prospects, automate your engagement, promote your services, and recruit top talent on LinkedIn with AI. Now, our artificial intelligence utilizing AI's basic information provided by the profiles in your target audience is limited to you being their first connection. If you're not somebody's first connection, you're unable to put yourself in a position to connect with these people. So your target audience are insurance owners, and if we went in there and looked for your second connections, you'd likely have more because you have more first connections, allowing you to have more second connections. But all of these are available, 92,000 nationwide. Excuse me, but you're only allowed to ask if they'll talk to you, connect with you 100 times per week. That might sound like a lot. It's like 13 a day. But if you were aggressive and wanted to utilize what LinkedIn offers, which is the ability, to interact with these people, you have to start manually. Send them a message. Hey, it's nice to meet you. It'd be great if we connected here on LinkedIn. Or you can just sit here and click connect, connect, connect. But you can only do 100 per week. Statistics show that only 25% of the people you request a connection from are going to accept it. And for purposes of reality, how many of those 25 people do you really think are interested in your product or service or objective versus just clicked accept? And that begs, the question, how many people in your first connections are your target audience? And when I go through this with clients, they realize, gosh, I've taken a lot of connections in, where people have requested things, but I haven't monetized it. The way to monetize this is to utilize Refer Me Live's artificial intelligence that builds your target audience for you. And let's say Anthony Hanman, the owner of Anthony Hanman Insurance Agency, is someone you'd like to put this in front of. Well, try to contact him. That's all you get. Why? Because you're not their first connection. So what our artificial intelligence does is it takes the contact data, the name, it's all the data points it needs, and it scours the entire internet. Remember how you used to be able to scrape a page? Well, now that's what artificial intelligence does. It enables you to have access to the entire internet. Anybody who put anything online, it's going to go and find it. What you're going to end up with are emails that are personal. What does that look like? Well, you can see they're all Gmails. You've got some other ones. Generally what we see is Gmails, and then it goes to Yahoo, and then it goes to AOL. You can kind of tell the age of your client by, the email address that they have. So imagine being able to put Anthony Hanman and another 49 people a day into your email campaign with email addresses that are close to 100% deliverable. What does that mean? It means you have the right email address. It doesn't bounce. So in this folder, we've got over 42,000 leads. Well, hold on, that was out of contact. Let's look at the bounce rate. 2,069. What is that, like less than 1%, half of a percent? That's the accuracy of AI. You can't do it humanly you can't do it, and get that type of accuracy. Hence why people are being replaced. So when you come down here, you now have this guy's information to email him. We're still going to try to connect with him so you can get more second connections. To get more second connections, you have to have more first connections, because you have access to your first connections. Anyways, going back, let's go over the value of LinkedIn and the effectiveness of email.
Email is considered better than many other types of engagement for several reasons, particularly when looking at the overall ROI. Higher ROI, email marketing consistently shows higher returns on investment compared to other marketing channels. For every $1 spent on email marketing, marketers make $42, showcasing a 4,200% ROI. This is due to email's easy automation, low barrier to entry, and minimal costs. Better for customer acquisition. Email marketing is 40 times more effective at acquiring new customers than social media channels like Facebook and Twitter. With its direct and personalized approach, email encourages purchasing 3x more than social media, and the average order value is 17% higher. Personalization. Email allows marketers to personalize messages, tailor content to specific audiences, and segment their lists based on user preferences and behavior. This level of customization leads to better targeted campaigns and higher engagement rates. Direct communication. Email is a direct form of communication, reaching users in their inboxes. Unlike social media, where algorithms control what users see, email marketing delivers messages straight to recipients, increasing the likelihood of engagement. Greater control. Marketers have greater control over their email campaigns. They can manage lists, design content, and track key metrics like open rates, click-through rates, and conversions. This level of control allows for better analysis and optimization of campaigns. Stronger customer retention. Email marketing is not only effective for customer acquisition, but also for nurturing relationships and retaining customers. With targeted content and personalized offers, marketers can keep their audience engaged and loyal. Wide reach. Almost everyone has an email address, and most people check their emails daily. This wide reach makes it easier for marketers to connect with their target audience. Longevity. Email has been around for decades, and it continues to be a popular and effective communication tool. Unlike certain social media platforms that may lose popularity over time, email has proven its staying power.
So gone are the days of manual searching for contact information. ReferMe Live's engagement automation uses AI to find all the loan officer's personal email addresses for you, saving you time and effort. This feature allows you to focus on building relationships with potential candidates, rather than spending time searching for their contact information, trying to keep up with engaging and the entire manual process. Learn more today by scheduling an appointment. It's that easy to build your team with ReferMe.
Okay, so I'm going to trim that and get that loan officer stuff out of there, and also what I'm saying. So let's move on and allow me to show you. Hold on. Okay, so we've seen here now that you've got a deliverability rate close to 100%. Let's take a look at some examples of campaigns. Here's our new campaign. It's about to be launched. Actually, it looks like it was. eXp Realty. She's looking to recruit new agents. Now, the emails that we're going to show you here, we write. And they're really well written. They talk about your values, your products, your services, your marketing, your technology, onboarding, the value of working with you, the value, of, capitulating to your objectives. So we're looking for a lot of interaction. Everything from the logo here or the banner, that's clickable. That's clickable, as you can see. And these are things that enable the person here, Marianne Zeltner at eXp Realty, to put themselves in front of it. As you can see, feel free to message me back on LinkedIn. It goes right, they're going to message you. And if you think about it, you probably are not their first connection, because the AI went around the first connection requirement, just went in, got the data points, the name, the URL profile of the LinkedIn account. You're now going to have prospects that are going to message you and request that you're their first connection. Pay attention to your account at that point. Let's go to another campaign. This is Dennis Ulrich, President's Club member, and let's just see how many we've got here. FYI, these emails are being sent out every 3 days for 3 months. At any time, they can unsubscribe. Everything is ICANN compliant and white glove. You can invite people to webinars. Do you have something that you want them to see? The more assets that you put in front of a prospect, the more that they're going to have comprehension. There's more comprehension that's going to be built, and it really does come down to timing. You think about it, people who make decisions hastily are likely, going to leave just as quickly. People who are looking to participate in something and actually, involve themselves in it, they want to know more. They're not, instant gratification. They're more like, hey, let me explore this. And again, when the comprehension gets to the point of this makes sense, let me talk to these people. That's where we come in, and that's what Refer Me Live does. We're here to get these people to the prom. You got to dance with them, but you're going to wake up to scheduled appointments just like this every day. This is my calendar, right? And this is just upcoming. My past, this is last week. Every day, I have people want to know more about our business model, and also they want to know how to sell it. So our business model is no different or no easier, to sell than yours. It comes down, though, to frequency of the emails going out, the professionalism of them, and the ability, to be there when they're, when they have good timing. So here's another client. He does small business loans, and he's trying to, give people cash, for their small business. Let's take a look at what this one looks like.
So can I just can I just do a questionable recap from what I'm seeing?
Absolutely.
It looks like, let me just make sure I've got it right. So the software goes to LinkedIn, finds the appropriate audience, scrapes the internet for the contact information that is personal to that audience, then begins a triggered campaign every 3 days for 3 months, ultimately allowing them to learn about you, but then to schedule one-on-one appointments with you so that you can then dance with them independently, right?
Absolutely. You said it beautifully.
Cool.
Yep. So that's what we do, and that's where you want to be. You want to be in a position where you can wake up to scheduled appointments, replies to your email, about the value, wanting to know more about your, objective. In your case, you're looking to get in front of the owners of the insurance companies. The other thing that we do is we do create landing pages, AI videos like you can see here. Extremely effective because, again, people want to, people pick up on things in different ways. They might want to chat. I don't even like to watch videos. I'd rather read, and that's just my style. Other people, they don't want to talk. They just want to chat. Some people want to call you. Most of them are going to reply to your email. Now, you're going to get responses, not interested. However, you're going to have, plenty of people that say, I'm interested, tell me more, contact me, so on and so forth. In the end, you're not looking to this isn't about you getting more first connections. You're going to get more, 25 a week on average, 100 a month. But the only reason we're doing that is to get more second connections. So, welcome to Refer Me Live. And in 2023 and from now on, if you're not utilizing artificial intelligence to make your career, business opportunity, service, you can't get out there with the accuracy, the bulk of the data, the frequency, and the ability, to leverage today's technology. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you very
So
much.
what-
Yep.
No, thank you very much. Can I ask you some questions?
That's what I need you to do.
All right, sounds good. So my first question is, our company's a little bit different in that we have, I guess it's not really different, but what we do is we have a model where we target insurance agency owners, like you had been kind of pointing out through your presentation. And we have what are called principal agency partners, or PAPs, and those are basically like regional sales directors. That's why we think of them, right? So each one of those has a region. So let's say Colorado, for example, we have a PAP who I really like. She's in Colorado. Could we just target hers specific to Colorado only? Could we just target insurance agency owners? Great. So then what would happen? So I'm just kind of recapping just to kind of nail it, really drill it down. Is in her case the software would be scraping Colorado insurance agency owners, then would be pulling that information, starting to email campaign every 3 days for 3 months. And then those people would have the opportunity to learn about us, but then also schedule one-on-one appointments with that PAP. So then she could really harness and leverage that relationship and potentially convert it, now to a potential affiliate of ours, or maybe down the line. But in either way, she would be able to take that take that conversation, take that meeting, meet the people, build the relationship, and then foster it until it evolves into something future, right?
That's exactly right.
And then great. And then the other question I had is about the count. So in the beginning of this presentation, you had mentioned that LinkedIn has some limitations of like 100 a week. And then you were saying at one point the number changed a little bit. So is the software able to go over that 100 a week because you're not directly emailing them? Is that what I'm understanding?
No, actually, what we're doing is just visiting profiles, right? And that profile is only going to give us this. We're going to do that so LinkedIn doesn't think we're crazy between 50 and 75 times a day.
Got it. Okay.
That's going to amount to 1,500 to 2,000 new candidates per month. Now, as you could see in the search that we just did, I don't know why it keeps doing that. There was only 3,000 people in Colorado, but that's because this account doesn't have any insurance contacts. It's not their business, right? So if you typed in, this guy's business model is loan officers, you type in loan officers, he's got truckloads of them. So for your candidates, your PAPs in Colorado, that person likely has accessibility to tens of thousands, however many there are. But again, it filters down to not having to do all that manually.
It's amazing. So what I'm understanding is the numbers are exponential, right? So if you're able to target 1,500 in a month, and then you're emailing those people every 3 days, and then you're continuing to scrape month after month after month, by the end of a 6-month term, you're looking at like 9,000 contacts that have been touched, but that are also being emailed every 3 days. So the ability to really grow something, I think, is very substantial. Am I understanding that correctly?
When you've got 9,000 people in your campaign, you're sending out 10 emails a month, you're sending out 90,000 emails a month.
Yeah. Huge. That's awesome. And I could do that. I could have separate accounts for each one of these.
Yes, you can have separate accounts for each one of these. I was just going to say and reiterate that the conversion rate, the deliverability rate is close to 100%. the value of that is not just that, yeah, you've got awesome data that you guys own. That's another thing. This is your data. You can leverage it, in any, going forward. But what I was going to say is, shit. I don't know. Go on.
I think you were going to just tell me the numbers, like how substantial the numbers are, how it's 10,000 contacts, and then those 10,000 contacts are 90,000 emails with a 99 to
oh yeah, the
99% deliverability rate. Yep. Which is huge. That's huge. Those are huge numbers, because normally, in marketing in general, and because I've been a marketing director for 15 plus years, and typically your open rates, if you're at 20%, just in general, 20% open rates, and oftentimes your deliverability is going to be dependent upon your list that you're working with. So again, having a 99% deliverability is also extremely challenging to do, but your open rates, if you're at 20%, is very lucky. So I'm guessing because your deliverability is so high, your open rates are also pretty strong. Do you have data on the open rate?
It differs per business model, we have found. However, we have also, refined it based upon certain business models. We have a client, that guy selling cash, small business loans. His first target audience he wanted to go after were the restaurant owners, and for some reason, those restaurant owners are on LinkedIn. There's a profile there for them. We go take whatever data points we can get, find their deliverable email address. The problem is they're all out of business. The restaurants. So we went into construction. So the conversion, the open rates, are able to be refined by looking at the data. You guys are going to go over here and let me actually show you. She just started. So the first email they get, right? Keep in mind that it takes somebody on average, they say, 7 times before they're going to do anything, right? So that would mean 7 emails over 3 days. That's 21 days. His open rate, it looks like it's 7% on his first email, or 1,933 opens out of 13,000. Right? That's just the first email. People read it more than once.
Also, it's completely cold. That's another big difference, is that you're reaching out to them completely cold. You're scraping and then you're reaching out. So considering it's cold, that also changes things. So I would say that that's also not a bad statistic.
Well, here's what also is interesting, is that if you look at our website landing page, there's no learn more buttons where you input your information. What's the purpose of a landing page? To get somebody's information so you can email them, right? We already have their data. We already have it. So it's automatic. Now the emails are pushing them back to videos, landing pages, schedule an appointment.
So can you go through how that part works? So somebody clicks that schedule an appointment, and then, because I received, and the reason why I'm asking you this is I think this was kind of neat. So I received emails as well as text messages to remind me that I had a meeting with you today at 12:30. Or actually, I think we were scheduled for 12. So, but it was multiple times. I received emails, and then I received texts, and I received more than one. Can you go through what that frequency looks like? Because I think that's also really cool in terms of, as an end user, to receive those communications helps me to, I trust you more because I'm receiving more communications. And because your system seems solid enough that you're delivering on a cadence and on a schedule.
Yep. Let me show you exactly what we're talking about here. And we also set this up for you also, if you like, which is Calendly, which does offer that functionality, which is notifications and cancellation policy. So your email reminders, we personalize, and we're sending it out 24 hours before, 6 hours before, and 45 minutes before. Now, when you fill out the form, you have a choice whether or not you want text reminders, right? We're putting the field there, but you don't have to fill it out. When people do, they've just input their number twice because it asks for the phone number, and that's why you got what you got.
Cool. And like, so if somebody already has Calendly, so let's go back to that app in Colorado. Let's say she already has Calendly. Can her Calendly just link in with the system
Yes.
and pick up her schedule? Yeah?
Yep.
Great. Okay, what else? What else do I need to know?
The business model is applicable to any business model. As long as the end user is on LinkedIn, we can make whatever someone's objective is happen. Doesn't mean they're going to do it, but we're going to put them in that best position. There's really no less expensive way. You know, television, radio, the internet ads, none of us like them, but they work. Our advertising is email. And having the data, if you went out to try to buy this data, ask your lead vendor, can you make sure they're only personal email addresses that have less than 0.5% of bounce rate? The other 99.5% are deliverable. You can't do it. And the problem is, this is what I forgot to say to you, Crystal, was that the other advantage of having these is that you don't blow up your domain name. What does that mean? Well, you know, whatever you're
that is a good advantage.
What happens is if you go buy a list and, you know, you're sending emails from your domain name, right? You're going to have, they're not deliverable. You're going to have, you know, the email provider either shut you down, or all of the ISPs, the internet providers, know what you're doing, and you are rated. So your domain name is now known as spam, and then they stop being able to be deliverable. So the last thing you want to do is put a list in, especially that has business, a business domain name, because they already have their own blocking filters. They don't want, you know, people being solicited. They don't want their people clicking on links that's going to give them malware.
Yeah, I see a lot of benefit. Okay, so here's another question. So for the most part, what we do is we try to bring we try to bring in insurance agency owners as affiliates. So we want them to join our network because our network offers them a lot of benefits and financial incentives and things like that they couldn't typically get on their own, educational opportunities as a smaller agency that they couldn't get on their own. Now, right now, we have kind of a weird time in the market. So what we are really working on is building relationships, but also we have some other things. Like we have pocket agents, which is kind of a separate type of thing. How many times can we change the campaign? So the campaign that's going out, those emails, if the first series of emails that we're sending out is specific to building relationships, are we able to later on in the campaign shift it to pocket agents or any other specific thing that we might want to be focusing on, or is it just the primary campaign? Can we have a primary campaign and then a secondary campaign, or how does that work?
Yeah, again, you're limited to 1,500 to 2,000 candidates per month, of which you can have as many campaigns as you want, but each campaign has its own email campaign, right?
Yeah.
Secondly, you know, it's just creating a second or third audience in your LinkedIn profile. We're still going to do the same thing. It's just that when, you know, what happens is, you know, we're going to enrich the data, right? Then we take that data and it gets put into your email campaign, you know, into a certain list. So you have campaigns, and then you're going to have lists, and each list can be, you know, this product, this service, this one can be that one. But yeah, it can be changed, you know, and also you have access to go in there and put stuff in there yourself if you want.
Yeah. Okay. And then because I feel like this does everything that we needed to do. I feel like it does something that nobody else is doing. I love the deliverability being so high. I think that's pretty amazing. Um, so then the price point is like, what is it? It's like 500 is a start, like a setup fee, and then after that, it's monthly 500 to have the account. Is that correct?
Yeah, 500 setup, 495 a month, 995, to get started, and you know, if they want more LinkedIn accounts so that they can get even more candidates, if they have a second LinkedIn account, we can use that, or we have plenty of them.
Okay, so
That
actually
just
that
means
kind
you're
of
putting double or triple the amount of candidates into your email campaign.
But so in this instance, if we had like 8 PAPs or 7 PAPs or whatever it is, we would set up, we could either do one master that would just be like as a test, or we could set up each PAP with their own LinkedIn account. And then for those who weren't tech savvy, we could still set up using one of your dummy LinkedIn accounts, and that would still send the communications to them directly, right? So I could have 8 separate accounts set up. Each one would be 995, for the setup, and then the 995, including that 500 in that first month. And then after that, it's 495 a month thereafter, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, is there anything else that I need to know? I feel like this is really good information.
Yeah, I think, you know, it works for us. It works for our clients, and we charge. This is another thing. We only charge month to month. There's no commitments, contract. Cancel any time, which puts the onus on us to make sure it works. Considering it works for our own business, Crystal. The hardest thing about our business is nobody's heard of or understands AI. This is a business you have to explain, right? Versus.
Well, you're early. You. That's why I like you, because the AI is the trending thing right now. That is like on trend. It is the newest thing. Pretty soon everything will be AI. So right now, if we join forces with you, we're doing something that like 1% is doing. Nobody else is doing it yet. So I look at it like this is a huge leg up, and this could give us a huge